Everybody keeps acting shocked that Raleigh is a hockey town. And I need to say this with love, but also with my whole chest. Where have y'all been? Because, yes, this is North Carolina. Yes, we tailgate in 82-degree weather before walking into an ice rink. Yes, half the people in the parking lot might be wearing cowboy boots and a Canes jersey and drinking something out of a Yeti cup. But somehow, some way, Raleigh became one of the most electric hockey cities in the country. And the funny part is that I did not even go to a hockey game until I moved to Raleigh. Because I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I grew up on the water around boats, fields, small town vibes, church parking lots, and people will ask who your mom is before they even ask your name. So hockey wasn't exactly on my radar at that point. And now I'm a Carolina Hurricanes season ticket member or holder for the fourth year in a row. So today we need to talk about it. Why Raleigh is secretly a hockey town. Why the Canes are not just a team here. Why this cup run felt bigger than just sports. And why, if you are thinking about moving to Raleigh or moving anywhere in North Carolina, you need to understand this one thing. Raleigh may not scream for attention like some cities do, but when this city loves something, it shows up. Hey y'all, I'm Becca Ellis with Living NC Real Estate at Keller Williams Legacy, and I help people do life in North Carolina. Not just buy houses, but do life. That means the neighborhoods, the schools, commutes, coffee shops, lake days, beach weekends, mountain trips, where to take your dog, where to raise your family, and apparently now where to lose your voice screaming, "Let's go Canes" on a Tuesday night. And today we are talking about one of my favorite Raleigh surprises. This city is a hockey town. And I know some people are going to say, "Rebecca, hockey in the South." Yes, hockey in the South. And not polite little background noise hockey either. I'm talking full-blown, emotionally invested, group chat blowing up, parking lot tailgating, storm warning, siren screaming, I need a second mortgage for playoff tickets hockey. And if you're new here or thinking about moving here, I want you to understand why it matters. Because the Canes are actually one of the best examples of what Raleigh is becoming. It's a little unexpected, it's a little chaotic, a lot passionate, and way more fun than people give us credit for. So let's start with the obvious. Raleigh is not the city that most people picture when they think about hockey. People think about Canada, Boston, Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, places where children come out of the womb wearing skates and emotionally processing power plays. But Raleigh, people picture oak trees, college basketball, sweet tea, humidity, pollen, and someone saying it's not the heat, it's the humidity, while everyone is suffering. So I get why people are surprised, but here's what they miss. Raleigh has always been a sports town. It just did sports differently. So we have NC State right here in Raleigh. We have Duke and Carolina right down the road. College basketball is basically a family religion here. So people do not simply like their school. They inherit it. They marry into it. They argue about it at Thanksgiving. But the Canes became something different. They became the thing that did not require you to pick a side about ECU, App State, Carolina, Duke, NC State, whoever your daddy raised you to cheer for. The Canes became the Triangles team and North Carolina's team. And that's a big deal because Raleigh is full of people from everywhere. We have lifelong North Carolinians. We have New Yorkers, Californians, Midwesterners, Floridians, people from Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, Virginia, Texas, and every other place where they eventually looked around and said, you know what? I like more sunshine, less chaos, and maybe a screen porch too. So when you have a city full of people with different backgrounds, different teams, different accents, different barbecue opinions, and different definitions of cold, you need something that brings everybody together. And somehow, beautifully, weirdly, perfectly, it became hockey. And I promise in a second, I'm going to explain why going to a Canes game feels like a sporting event, less like a sporting event and more like a very loud Southern family reunion with better lighting. So I need to tell y'all something. I did not grow up going to hockey games. I did not grow up knowing what icing was. And to be honest, I'm still sometimes watching a penalty like everybody's mad, so apparently that was not a good thing. But the first time I went to a Canes game, I got it immediately. There is something about walking into that arena that feels different. The music is loud. The crowd is louder. The energy is loud. The siren goes off, and suddenly you are emotionally invested in men on knives chasing a puck at 900 miles an hour. And before you know it, you are standing up, yelling at the refs, high-fiving strangers, and saying things like, "We really need to clean up this power play," as if you are personally on the coaching staff. And that is how they get you. One game, that's all it takes. So you go in as a normal person and you leave pricing out jerseys and checking the schedule like you have been a hockey analyst since birth. And that is what happened to me. I moved to Raleigh, I went to a game, and now I am a fourth year season ticket holder. So here is what people outside of Raleigh don't understand. Southern hockey is not trying to be Northern hockey. We have our own culture. It's its own beast. We have tailgating. We have playoff towels and sundresses. It is people debating line changes while also asking if you want a Bojangles chicken tender. It's 75 degrees outside. People are grilling in the parking lot, and then everyone walking inside to scream about ice. It makes no sense, and that is exactly why it works. Raleigh does not have to pretend to be Toronto. We are not going to try to be Boston. We are Raleigh. We are going to take hockey and we're going to make it ours. We're going to tailgate. We're going to turn it into a community event. We're going to bring our kids. We're going to bring the neighbors. We're going to make it a date night, a family night, a girls' night, a client event, a birthday party, and a personality trait. And then we are going to act like this was completely normal life the whole time. That is the most North Carolina thing ever. We can take almost anything and turn it into a gathering. A pig picking, a porch hang, a boat day, a football game on a Saturday, a hockey game. The activity changes, but the culture does not change. We want community. We want energy. We want a reason to show up and belong somewhere. And the Canes give Raleigh just that. This is where it gets deeper than hockey. The Hurricanes fit Raleigh because Raleigh itself is kind of an underdog with main character energy. So for years, people underestimated our city. They thought Raleigh was just a government town or a college town or a sleepy southern capital where everything closed early and the biggest event of the year was the pollen. And listen, the pollen is still trying to take us out every spring, but Raleigh has changed. This area has grown into one of the most talked about places to live in the country. People are moving here for jobs, quality of life, schools, outdoor space, affordability compared to bigger metros, and the fact that you can be at the beach or the mountains without needing a full spiritual recovery afterward. But even with all that growth, Raleigh still has this chip on its shoulder. It's not flashy like Miami. It's not massive like Atlanta. It's not trying to out-glam Nashville or out-tech Austin. Raleigh is more subtle. It's the kind of place where you move here, and 6 months later, you're like, wait, why is my life better? That is the Canes. They are not always the loudest national story. They are not always treated like the big market darling. But when you get inside Lenovo Center during a playoff game and you realize, oh, this is different. This city has something. This fan base has something. This is not fake hype. This is not manufactured. This is years of people showing up, getting louder, bringing their friends, bringing their kids, and building something that became part of Raleigh's identity. And then came this cup run. And I mean, what a time to be alive. There are sports moments and then there are city moments. This was a city moment. You could feel it everywhere you went in Raleigh. At restaurants, at bars, in group text, in offices, on social media, at open houses. I swear, my real estate conversations started turning into Canes conversations, and I'm not even joking. So someone would be like, we're thinking about putting in an offer, and 5 seconds later, we're discussing whether we need to win in regulation or overtime tonight. So the cup run took something that was already big here and made it impossible to ignore. It was not just hockey fans paying attention. It was everybody. People who had never even watched a full game were suddenly asking questions. People were planning nights around puck drop. Watch parties were packed. Downtown was alive. And when the Canes won, it felt like the entire triangle exhaled and screamed at the same time. That is what sports can do when it hits at the right moment. It gives people a shared memory, and Raleigh needed that. Not because Raleigh is struggling, but because Raleigh is growing so fast that sometimes it can feel like everybody is from somewhere else. The Canes gave people a reason to feel like they are from here now. That matters. And this is actually one of the biggest things I tell relocation clients, because when you move somewhere new, you're not just looking for a house, you're looking for belonging. When people reach out to me about moving to Raleigh, they usually ask about the practical things first. Where should we live? What are the schools like? How far is this from RTP? Should we be in Cary, Apex, Raleigh, Wake Forest, Durham? What's the commute like? What can we get out? What can we get for our budget? And all of that matters, trust me. But what people really want to know is, will I feel at home here? Will I find my people? Will my kids make friends? Will we have things to do? Will this feel like a place where we can actually build a life? And this is why Raleigh's hockey culture is such a sneaky good example of what life here feels like. Because the Canes are not just a game on the calendar. They are an easy yes. They are a way to invite someone out. They are a way to connect with coworkers. They are a way to get your kids excited. They are date night. They're a client event. They're a reason to leave the house in the middle of the week and feel like you are a part of something. And for transplants, that is huge. When you move somewhere new as an adult, building community can be awkward. You are not in college anymore. Nobody is handing you a friend group and a class schedule. You have to find your rhythms. And in Raleigh, the Canes are one of those rhythms. The season starts and suddenly there's something to rally around. You learn the players. You learn the chants. You learn where to park. You learn that leaving the arena parking lot after a playoff game is a test of your patience. You learn that hockey people are intense, hilarious, and weirdly welcoming. And little by little, Raleigh starts to feel less like the place you moved to and more like home. So let's talk about the actual game experience for a second, because I do not care if you think you are not a sports person. Go to one Canes game. Just one. The second you walk in, the energy grabs you. There is the storm warning siren, the lights, the music, the crowd, the towels, their jerseys, the little kids with their new noise-canceling headphones, and the grown adults adding like their entire emotional stability depends on this penalty kill. And then there is that moment when the Canes score. It's chaos, but beautiful, loud, crazy chaos. You're hugging strangers. Your beer is flying. People are screaming. The person behind you is suddenly your new best friend, and you do not know their name, but you would absolutely invite them to Thanksgiving. That is the Canes experience. It is not quiet. It is not passive. It is not, let's sit politely and observe. No. It is stand up, scream, lose your voice, question the refs, and text your friends that they should have been there. And honestly, that is why it works so well in Raleigh. Because this city may look polished on the outside, but underneath it all, we love a reason to get rowdy. Respectfully rowdy, mostly. The funniest part about calling Raleigh a secret hockey town is that after this cup run, it is not really a secret anymore. The secret's out. The parking lot told on us. The watch parties told on us. The parade told on us. The sold-out crowds told on us. The people naming their dogs after players probably told on us too. That Raleigh is a hockey town. And maybe that still sounds strange to people who have never been here, but if you live here, you know. You know what it feels like when the whole city is buzzing. You know what it feels like when the Canes are on a run and suddenly everyone is a little happier, a little louder, a little more emotionally unstable in a fun way. You know what it feels like when the arena is rocking and you think, how did I end up caring about this so much? That is Raleigh. It sneaks up on you. The city does. The team does. The lifestyle does. 1 minute, you're just casually moving here for a job or a relationship or a better quality of life. The next minute, you're in a red jersey, screaming at a hockey game, planning a beach weekend, comparing school districts, and telling your friends back home, y'all should really move here. It happens. It happens fast. But don't say I did not warn you. For me, the Canes became one of those unexpected pieces of Raleigh that made the city feel even more like home for me. I did not move here thinking you really know what I need, a professional hockey obsession. But here we are, 4th year season ticket holder. I'm emotionally attached. I'm fully invested. Occasionally, I'm unwell during the playoffs, and honestly, I love it. Because that is what living in North Carolina has done for me over and over again. It has surprised me. It has stretched me. It's given me community in places that I did not expect. And that is what I want people to understand about Raleigh. It's not just about the houses. It's not just about the job market. It's not just about the rankings or the best places to live list. It's the little things that become the big things. It's your favorite coffee shop. It's the neighborhood trail you walk. Your Saturday morning farmer's market run. It's your first Canes game. Your kid's school community. Your favorite brewery. Your dog's favorite walking spot. Your people. That is what makes a place feel like home. And for a lot of us, the Canes are part of this story. So if you're thinking about moving to Raleigh or really anywhere in North Carolina, and you want someone who can help you understand more than just the square footage and the mortgage payment, I'd love to help, because finding the house is one thing. Finding the life that goes with it, that is the good stuff. And if you already live here, I want to know, when did the Canes get you? Was it your first game, a playoff run, a storm surge, a friend who dragged you there and accidentally changed your whole life? Drop it in the comments, because I need to know if y'all also went from I don't really watch hockey to I would like to emotionally suffer for this team forever. And if you like this video, share it with someone who still thinks Raleigh is not a hockey town. Bless their heart. They clearly have not been paying attention. I'm Rebecca Ellis with Living NC Real Estate, helping you do life in North Carolina. And as always, go Canes.